Okay. So good evening to one all present here, and we can
Volume.
we'll start this meeting with a. Is it recording?
You're very feeble, Jnanamanala. You can talk a little
Yeah.
close to
Okay.
your.
Okay.
Everyone
Okay. So, good evening to one all present here. We can start this meeting with a wonderful quote called "Aim for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be still land among the stars." I am Yano Manala, and I'm going to be the SA for today's meeting. And I welcome all of you to Speakease Toastmasters Club. And before we go ahead with the club, there are certain rules to be followed, which are switch off your mobile phones and other distracting electronic gadgets. And please don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. And please enter and exit only during an applause. And the mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience and to enhance the communication and leadership skills of the members. And without further ado, I would like to welcome the President, Toastmaster Vinta Balaji.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nyana Monola. And very good evening to fellow Toastmasters. You're present here, and this is a great evening I would share with you because it's going to be a joint meeting with Speakees and as well as with Vellore Toastmasters Club. I just invite everyone from Vellore Institute, Vellore Toastmasters Club, and very happy to be the part of your club to have a joint meeting. And this is entirely a very new experience for us. The first time we are heading up with these sort of joint ventures meeting, and just thrilled to know much about learning. As said, alone we can do so little and together we can do so much is one such quote. It's perfect for this evening, I would say. Learning is a great journey with everyone. We will just inspire to learn, and one such platform is this Toastmasters platform for learning a better communications with each other. And as well as this is our 40th meeting from Speakees, and we are 14 in members, and happy to have congratulate all my members who take up the roles, and also same with Vellore Toastmasters Club. So knowledge sharing is a great learning from for everyone. With no further ado, I do want to also introduce my other president, Toastmaster Vijay Surana from Vellore Toastmasters Club, who is an advocate by profession and who loves to trek, and as well as he loves to he said that he's an avid speaker, and as well as a adorable father for a lovely daughter. Yes, over to you, Toastmaster Vijay Surana.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good evening, friends, Toastmasters, and coffeeaholics. I mean, filter coffeeaholics. I welcome you all to the 87th session of Vellore Toastmasters Club and the 40th session of Speakease Toastmasters Club. This session is going to be a joint session, indeed, with Speakease Toastmasters Club of Hosur. It is my pleasure to declare open today's session. Friends, precisely how a filter copy is incomplete without the ionic tumbler and the bowl. Today's session is a double jeopardy with the best of two community clubs coming together. It is indeed an immense pleasure to preside over this joint meeting, and I'm all set to get drenched in some strong aroma of a daiquiri coffee. With this, let me hand over the further proceedings in the able hands of the Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster of the Day, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, presiding officers. Good evening, members and guests. If God exists, why is there so much of darkness in this world? I opened my eyes to see the sky close to me at a distance of my hand stretch. Everything around me was dark. Everyone around me were in deep sleep. You know why? Because it was night and lights were switched off. I couldn't sleep that night. I was tossing my body from left to right. I had a strange feel of a loneliness. You know why? Because I am alone. I could hear the sounds of snoring ranging from 5 decibels to 500 decibels. At times, I had the feel of itchy on hearing certain snorings that were in Kambodi Ragam, and hearing Amritavarshini Raga of snorings, I had started to get the calls from the nature. Ouch! In midst of all these struggles, I still had the feel of this loneliness. You know why? Because I am alone. Suddenly, I can hear a feeble voice of hope from a distance. My face started to glow, and a ray of hope started to bloom within me. As seconds passed, the intensity of that voice started to increase, and my ray of hope started to glow much more. The voice was approaching me, and I started to dance in jubilant. And the moment I turned to my right, the face from which the voice was coming out was standing closer to me. You guys know what that voice was? It's coffee, soda coffee. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, with ample confidence, I can say every one of us would have had this fantastic experience of a train journey, and most importantly, a non-air conditioned sleeper class journey, which is always superior for me compared to an air conditioner. You know why? Because the intensity with which the coffee vendors passes through the non-air conditioned coaches is much higher than an air conditioned coach. I don't mind whether it is AC. I don't mind whether it is sweating or not. Coffee matters. The chanting of coffee. The coffee can accompanied with a long stack of plastic coffee cups are the most common sight in train and train station. Though it may sound something which is not strange, yet the sounds of coffee and aroma of coffee is something which gives even a dead man to chance relive in this world. Before I make you all fall for this coffee, let me invite the general evaluator, Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, to introduce her tag team and their agenda for the day. To know about Toastmaster Mahalakshmi, she is a sales executive and she always longs for a chance to thrive with different kinds of people. She is an ardent lover of traveling and learns different cultures all over the world. Over to you, Toastmasters Mahalakshmi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharath, for a wonderful introduction. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters of VTC and and my other colleagues, my other team. I sorry I didn't remember your name. I welcome you for this wonderful session of this club. One day, I went to a hotel. I ordered a filter coffee. The taste was so good. I enjoyed. After some times, the waiter came along with a rating card. I thought that card that card well. I asked him, why you give me the card? He said that card will help us to improve our performance of the hotel. I thought if the hotel gets 4 out of 5, it must be appreciable. Otherwise, it gets lower score, it must be improved. Likewise, this meeting, I'm the general evaluator of today's meeting. I will give my feedback and my report to help our standard of Toastmaster meeting. And before I need to introduce my tag team who will help me throughout this evaluation process. First, I would like to call my timer Toastmaster Tarun.
I'm audible and visible.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. You know what made coffee so popular in tea-dominated Indian society? Anyone? Health benefits? No. And the answer is time. So coffee takes very less time than its rival tea. So as everywhere, time is a very important factor. Even in Toastmasters, time is a very important factor. So my role as a timer is to keep a check on every speaker that they are speaking in their own time slots. Uh, for this I have first okay, so first table topics, 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show green card, and 1 minute 30 seconds, I will show yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will show red card. And second is prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will show green card, and 6 minutes, I will show yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will show red card. And today we have a icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will show green card, and at 5 minutes, I will show yellow, and at 6 minutes, red. And at last, evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show green. 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will show yellow card, and 3 minutes, I will show red card. And there is an extra of 30 seconds for every speaker. And this is it from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Timer Toastmaster Tarun. And I would like to call our counter Toastmaster Jnana Monale.
Thank you, General Evaluator. And today I'll be playing the role of R counter. So the purpose of an R counter is to note the words and sounds which are used as a crutch or a pause filter by anyone who speaks during the meeting. I'll also listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. And I'll also listen for filler sounds, including and er. I will note words this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, counter Nana Manola, for introducing your rules and responsibility. And time to call our grammarian Toastmaster Sadhana.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay. A delightful evening to Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and our future Toastmaster. Here I means about our guest. Wow. Now I am having a 2 cup of coffee. Okay, let me sip. Wow, a yummy filter coffee makes me to feel bliss because it has the correct sugar level, milk, and consistency. Really wow. Okay, let me sip my another cup of coffee. Oh my God, this filter coffee is very strong and it have a heavy sugar. Oh my God. Yes, my dear Toastmasters, this is how I'm comparing this coffee with English. If our coffee is in good order with a good taste, it's all because of its ingredients, right? Yes, as the same way, in our language, we have to use a proper ingredient called grammar, which makes a good level of understanding to the listeners. Yes, and that's my role today. I'm Toastmaster Sadhana as a grammarian. It's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will take note of improper languages as well as an outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it's time for me to introduce word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is dematas. Demitas. Demitas, which means a small cup of coffee. A small cup, a small coffee cup or a cup used to serve is which its mean. An example of to using this word. This one makes me to fill 3 small Demetas cups. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian report when called upon during the meeting and also report the usage of the word of the day. Handing over to general evaluator.
Thank you.
Grammarian, can you please spell it? Hello?
Can I take the honor to do it? Yeah, I'll take the honor to do it. It is DEMITASSE, Demitas. DEMITASSE, Demitas.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, our grammarian Toastmaster Sadhana, for an yummy introduction of your grammarian rule. And I'm the evaluator. I will give the report of the meeting when I call upon. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
I'm sorry. Thank you, General Evaluator and the track team for the introduction. I believe the first copy should be your mom's and second copy should be yours. That's why it is too strong. For the better understanding of our guest, the entire session is split into three parts. The first part is the prepared speech where the speakers have to present their speech based on the pathways and their respective levels. The second part is the table topic session, which is the impromptu speech. And the last part is the evaluation of the prepared speech as well as the report by the tag team and the general evaluator. Now, let us begin with the first part, which is the prepared speech. To introduce the first speaker, I invite Toastmaster Darshini, the evaluator of the first speaker, to introduce the speaker. Toastmaster Darshini is a business graduate and an MBA aspirant who is a learner and loves to experiment new things. Hobbies, it includes music, dance, and reading books occasionally. Over to you, Toastmaster Darshini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. How do we generally get to know about people? Over a cup of coffee, right? So today, over a cup of coffee, let's get to know about our Toastmaster our first speaker, Toastmaster Jairaj. Toastmaster Jairaj will be delivering his icebreaker speech today under the Pathway Team Collaboration. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and to learn about the structure of public speaking. I will be evaluating him based on the following criteria: clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, and comfort level. All the best, Toastmaster Jairaj. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Darshini. Toastmaster Jairaj. Toastmaster Jairaj works at Chennai as Marketing Automation Engineer. He did his engineering from Ramaya Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. Hobbies includes reading non-fiction books, doing social work, and traveling. Toastmaster Jairaj, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Darshini and Toastmaster Bharath, for introducing me. I'd like to begin the speech by asking a very simple yet difficult question to answer. And the question is, who am I? So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'm going to give my first icebreaker speech, and it's going to be about myself. I'm Jairaj Vishwanathan. I work as a marketing automation engineer in Chennai. I did my engineering from Ramaya Institute of Technology and schooling from Maharishi Hosur. My hobbies include I like to do solo traveling and read non-fiction books and read blogs and articles about technology. Also, apart from that, during my weekends, I like to do social work, and that helps me meet new people and learn new perspectives through sharing stories with them. From a very young age, I have this habit that I'm really proud of, is that I love to do journaling, and I used to have these two diaries with me. One is to just put down the thoughts that I get in my mind, and the second one is to write down the everyday things, in which I write down 3 great things I did for the day, or things that I could improve in my life, or daily insights that I get by meeting new people, or something that I read in the week or sometime recently. Also, I have this another habit that helps me to write these journals is I love to take the Saturday strolls. So I used to walk close to 1 to 2 kilometers. That is when a couple of months back, when I was taking one of these Saturday strolls, I was listing down five of my greatest fears, and something that which keeps pulling me down, and in which the second fear was public speaking. I've really had very bad experiences and few most embarrassing moments in my life, standing on stage and messing up in the during a speech. Uh, so yeah, messing up on the stage. So to face this, I reached out to Vinita, Toastmaster Vinita ma'am, and that is how I joined Toastmasters. Okay, coming back to the question that I started initially, is who am I? To answer this question, I would like to introduce you to two school of thought, or you know a school of thought or philosophy. So one is by the Indian saint Ramana Maharishi, and second one is from an idea called as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's a psychological research that talks about the human needs. So the early teachings of Ramana Maharishi, he emphasizes on the fact of self-realization. So here is a quote of Ramana Maharishi where he says, "Your own self-realization is the greatest service you can render to the world." And coming back to the Maslow's hierarchy, he talks about the five hierarchical needs of human, where at the bottom comes the psychological needs like food, water, and you know, or food, water, and above which comes safety like financial safety or physical safety, and above which comes social needs, love, belonging, or being together or meeting new people, socially belonging to some community like Toastmasters, and above it comes the self-esteem, where a person wants to feel himself being recognized or being appreciated by the society. That is where people do a lot of things, participate in many social activity just to get recognized or to be appreciated. It's one of the greatest needs of human, and above which comes the self-actualization. So this again, it's getting connected where the teachings of Ramana Maharishi and the teachings of, or the school of, or Maslow's school of thought. So now coming back to this concept of who am I. So this, after learning this, I keep asking myself who am I, and so it is normally that I am bound to few things, or we commonly are bound to few things. So taking at the lens of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we just are bound with our social needs, and by on the ideas or labels what the society gives us, like the titles that we earned, the name, and or so these things. But it's beyond it. We could explore a lot of things that through asking, through self-inquiry. That this was a year and a half back when I kept asking myself who am I, and I wanted to explore new things. That is when I joined many social groups across Hosur and Bangalore. I got to meet a lot of new people and work with them. I do a lot of social work, plant trees, rescue animals, sometimes snakes as well. So this gave me a new experience, and over this, and now as I've been asking this question, who am I? So beyond what the society, the label society has given me, it is taking me to a new journey, and I am able to explore myself inwards and do more things right. So there's just one takeaway I want you to take from this speech, even if you forget me, is that before you go to bed today, just ask yourself, who am I? It should be not what the boundaries or labels that the society has given you, or what you have given to yourself. Something that you really love. Just keep asking. We may not be able to answer the question, but the whole effort of just asking it would be helpful. And thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster. Bharath.
Toastmaster Jairaj, such a
Yep.
beautiful introduction about yourself in your icebreaker speech.
Yeah.
When I was doing my college, my professor on the day one asked me, "Who are you?" I said, "I am Bharat and I'm a boy." The professor said, "I could see your name from your attendance register and a boy from seeing you. So, what is so great about it? At least you had the clarity of knowing who you are." Great. I invite Toastmaster Balaji, the second evaluator, to introduce his target speaker. Toastmaster Balaji is a young and charming engineer by profession and passionate about traveling. Finance happens to be his latest area to explore. Over to you, Toastmaster Balaji.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. That's the biggest joke of the day today, probably my age. Thank you for it. Um, Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. But we think we are in a hurry to do everything in this world. To teach us it's not true, my target speaker, Toastmaster Kriti, is gonna present her speech over a demetas of coffee to all of us. In her speech, haste has no blessings. So the purpose of the speech is to take feedback from her first speech, implement that feedback, and present the same or a different speech with the feedback she received on her first speech on evaluation and feedback. I'm all excited to hear out what she has in her for all of us. I congratulate her on her second speech. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji, for the introduction. Toastmaster Kriti Surana. Toastmaster Kriti is a curious person seeking for answers, self-motivated and a hard-working person. Hobbies includes reading books, singing, and for profession, she is a software engineer. Let's put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Kriti Surana. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, TM Modi. Am I audible and visible?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I'll start. Timer, you may start. I should reduce 10 kilos of weight in 1 week. I should be rich in 1 month. These sentences look amazing, right? Actually, these are just words. In practical, it is not possible. Today, most of us want fast results. The 21st century is going on, and everyone expects to get things instant and fast. Only a very few of them enjoys the process. Nowadays, everything is available at one click. Waiting is the problem for today's generation. Let me tell you about my scenario in multiple choice exams. Even though I know all the answers, I don't wait to check the other options. For example, there are 4 options. I see the first option, then I see the second option, which is right. I click and proceed. But the actual option was, correct answer was 4th option. Even though I have remaining time, I don't wait to see the previous questions which I attended. I come out of the exam. Then I regret. Regret. Do you know what I'm now? I guess everyone have guessed what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ability to accept or tolerate delay without being annoyed or anxious, and without responding in disrespect or anger. But today the trend is different. Everything around us seems to make us impatient. The pace of our lives, the new technology, and the stress of taking too many commitments. For example, I'll tell a friend is talking to you over a phone and telling his or her problems to you. What most of us does is sometimes we hear to her by doing the household chores, or sometimes we abruptly end the call and switch off. Or sometimes we try to give an advice and find an excuse to end the call. Let me give you another example. We are in shopping malls, we go out for buying groceries, or we are in shopping malls, our shopping cart is full. We stand in the queue and we see the queue is enormously big. We either sometimes complain about the poor management system to the person next to us, or we angrily try to ditch some items to join the express queue. This is because our tolerance for waiting is at most low. If we want quality results and to sustain them for a longer period, we need patience. With patience and dedication, we can achieve anything in life. Let me tell you a story. Once, there were two companies who were competitors in selling toothbrush and toothpaste for adults in the market. After few years, there was a requirement for toothbrushes for kids in the market. Both the companies were well aware that whoever comes out first with a product will have higher probability of dominating the market. The first company, without doing any research, went with the logical approach that the kids need small and thin toothbrush and launched the product in the market. While the second company went through an extensive field research, observed how the way the kids hold the toothbrush and got feedback from them. They instead went with a normal size of the toothbrush which adults use, but with a little grip to hold them for the kids to hold while brushing their teeth. They even in addition to that, they even added cartoon characters and colors to it to make it look attractive. After that, they launched their product in the market. They made a record number of sales, and they started dominating the market. From this, what we can learn is we should have patience in building our knowledge, and thereby we can achieve our goals. We should never take for the more time we spend on initial stages, the more confidence we build in the longer run. So we should never take shortcuts, even though there are, for example, we should never take shortcuts. And if it is, we should never take shortcuts. And we should. I would like to share some more. Like patience builds our self-confidence and self-believing. It makes us optimistic. It makes our personality even more mature. People would also like to converse with people who believe in listening and thinking first and then speaking. I would like to share some of the takeaways which we all can implement in our life. Whenever we want to achieve any goal, we should understand the process it takes to achieve it. If we look for quicker results, we end up being impatient and will never be able to achieve our goals. Number two, time will surely test our patience. We should never give up on ourselves. We should have that never give up attitude and have patience while we will surely succeed. I would like to conclude by saying patience is bitter, but its fruit is the sweetest of all. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
The final concluding words were so true. Patience always gives the desired results. But one factor which you were trying to insist in the beginning gave me a nostalgic memory. You were talking about reducing 10 kgs in a week. I was ahead of that. Every year, my New Year resolution would be to reduce 15 kgs in a week, and I end up adding it to the already overly loaded weight. That only happens. I can understand your mind voice. Okay. Coming back to this coffee topic. I'm not sure if you have ever noticed the coffee supplied by the vendors in the running train or train platform has got such a huge surprise elements. We call it as facts and I call it as elements, which would beat all logics and common sense. Once I had the unfortunate situation of taking a walk over the railway pantry, and I learned that coffee in the coffee can is heated by inserting the immersion heater rod, which is used for boiling the water. And this immersion heater rods are made of stainless steel. And when you insert the immersion rod into a can of milk or coffee, the milk has to get curdled. But how come this coffee is so tasty? That's when I found the coffee is made out of water and not milk. What an irony. Another most interesting fact is the cup, which is used to serve the coffee in the trains. The cups are so specially manufactured that it cannot pass any certification of measurement, as no one knew what is the capacity of such cups. Scientists have spent almost a year to study about the cup, and the result of the findings is that scientists have declared the cup to be manufactured by some alien. The moment you grab a cup of coffee in that specially designed cup, the sides of the cup will start to crush first. Even more, when you use the cup to drink water, the moment you pour water, the base would get itself detached from the cup, turning it into a mini binocular. That is the stage of that cup. Members, shall we have a little game now? I invite Toastmaster Vinita, the Tabletop Speaks Master of the Day, to take over us for a roller coaster ride of the impromptu speeches. What is this impromptu speeches? Okay, impromptu speeches or on the spot topics which gives us improve our reflexes and train us wherever we are. To describe about this Toastmaster Vinita, she is a freelance communication trainer by passion and a big plant lover. She is fond of creating unique ambience and most importantly, an ardent coffee lover. As a one-liner, this is my understanding. As a one-liner, we need coffee to energize, and coffee needs Toastmaster Vinita to energize itself. Toastmaster Vinita, time to showcase your rocking questions.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bharath. You've made my day. So, welcome you all for this entertaining session. Very interesting session, and every Toastmasters meeting is all about the table topic session. Everyone will love it, and it is just to enable every member to just give you the impromptu speech on spot, just to tickle your speaking skills, all the skills I would say, that speaking skills, listening, learning, or your memorized skill, everything. So your timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. The participants who are going to participate in table topic will have 1 to 2 minutes. And timer should please note the timing for each members. I have 5 questions for you, and I want to volunteer, please. Yes, I could. Yes, Nagvino, thank you so much. Here we have Toastmaster Nagvinod, and yes, we shall start with the first question. Toastmaster Nagvinod, food do you love that a lot of people might find a little odd? Food do you love that a lot of people might find a little odd? Toastmaster Nagavinod, timer, please note the timing.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I have a peculiar habit of drinking the rasam along with my food rather than mixing up with the food and eating up. So this is one particular peculiar or a different habit which people might find not so acceptable. So whenever I sit for lunch, I bring a cup of tumbler, a steel tumbler, where actually I pour rasam into it, and with each and every each and every spoon of food, I just have a sip of the rasam. So this was actually a non-acceptable habit in my home. But later point of time, I observed that people started following me. My cousins and my brothers, even my parents started doing the same activity. So when you come to my home for a lunch, expect a big bowl of rasam than the bowl of sambar. A bowl of sambar will be of this size, whereas my rasam bowl will be this much. Because we drink rasam, we don't mix it up with food. So we don't have the demates sizes of rasam. We have a cup size of rasam in us actually. So this is one peculiar habit, and I don't drink coffee. So in that case, I don't have the habit of I don't have any peculiar in that aspect. And I had one interesting habit during my school days. I used to take a tomato, and I make a hole on it, and I insert rock salt into it. I insert rock salt, 4 to 5 rock salts, and just I pull out that particular that liquid inside that juicy tomato, the juice inside the tomato, which is mixed with this the salt. So that I like very much, but for some reason, my father was dead against that particular idea. He told like, okay, that too much of salt will actually hurt in the long run, because I was consuming nearly a kg of tomato each and every day. That started in that way. So economical, that was not viable. At the same time, he was against the idea of having more salt in each and everything. And one particular day, actually, he smashed me like anything. And next year onwards, I even stopped eating even that takali chutney. So I became a takali chutney that day. So these are the two these are the two aspects where actually I found my food habit to be very different. Each was one actually. Thank you.
Thank you, Nagavino. That was really interesting. When we joined VIT, these North Indians used to take sambar in spoon and dosa in one hand. Very peculiar. We were just thinking how these fellows are just gulping sambar and having a piece of dosas and having another thing. Another one is like they will be having chutney also in spoon. They just do it other way, and also with the tomato. That was really a funny thing. Thank you so much, Nag Vinod. May I have the next participant, please?
Let me drop in. I'll take.
Bharath?
Yeah.
Yes, Bharath. So, Toastmaster Bharath, if you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why? If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose and why? Toastmaster, Bharat, timer, please note the timing.
I'm a 90s kid, and you know what kind of cartoons I used to see. The most favorite of mine is the Popeye show. The guy who used to eat a lot of spinach and get the energy. I want to have a day with this guy Papoy for the simple reason my mom enforced me to have lot of spinach by pinpointing to this guy saying this guy gets energy, so you will also get energy. I just want 1 hour with this guy Papoy, and I'll make sure Olive and Bluto goes away. This Papoy single-handedly, I will handle him, soak him in a tub of spinach, dry it out in a long and dry. That is what I want to do. And one more factor about this Papoy is, Papoy show, not only be about Papoy, hero will be fit, villain will be double XL, and heroine will be half XL. How come this happens in this entire world? I'm totally perplexed on that particular concept. You just imagine a villain with double XL and hero with single XL, heroine with half XL. How come this possible? From which logical world this is holding good? I'm totally surprised. So for these two reasons, I want to catch hold of this guy Papoy as well as director of the series Papoy Show. Back to you to the table topics master.
Hey, Bharat, thank you so much. And that's why it's said to be a cartoon character, because we don't, an imaginary line, we have everything in opposite scenes will be there. So, Popo is a one such a good show to show for the kids, especially to make them eat spinach, especially. Yes, thank you so much, Bharat, for joining with us. And shall I have the next speaker, please?
Can I go?
Yes, I was waiting you to raise your hands because I have already have one question for you. So, a Toastmaster Shivani, what was the worst haircut you ever had. What was the worst haircut you ever had? Toastmaster Shivani. Timer, please note the timing.
Okay. So, when I was small, even now, I am not allowed to take any decision by myself, and let alone my childhood days. My mother, she always wanted me to have short haircut, like almost like a boy cut, similar to one. Before my cousin's wedding, when I was studying in like fourth standard or so, there was a new saloon opened nearby area in Bangalore. So my mom and my aunt, they wanted to try this salon. So they took me as a scapegoat to the salon, and literally she used a basket. She covered my head and she cropped the rest of my hair. And if at all you wish to see that pic, I have it, but it is so embarrassing. Even till date, I don't wish to recall those moments of my life at all, because I very distinctly remember that comment I heard while I was traveling in a bus. A guy was standing right behind me. என்னடா கூடைய கவுத்து வச்ச மாதிரி ஒரு மண்டை. I don't know how I remember this word so distinctly, but till now I am very much scared of the saloons that my mom suggests me to try out. That is the worst nightmare I have ever had till date. And over to you, Toastmaster Vinita.
I was really expecting some funny answers from you, really, Shivani, because the haircut and you are mostly interlinked. We know as when we were discussing. Yes, it's like Dora Bujji haircut, right?
I guess this is far better than what it was in actual.
All right. May I have my next participant, please?
I'll go in next. Can I?
I could not see. I mean, who's this? Vijay? Yes.
VTC.
Surana.
Yes, yes. Yes, Toastmaster Vijay. So, what's the silliest thing you're pretty good at? What's the silliest thing you're pretty good at? Toastmaster Vijay Surana. Timer, please note the timing.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. The silliest thing I'm good at. Wouldn't be funny if I say that my life is full, made of silly little things that have eventually been drifted and designed in a way that I wanted my life to be. Silliness that comes or looked at as a mistake, an ignorant of a child, or something only an idiot would want to do. But I feel that being silly is one of the most powerful things one can do, because when you have courage to be silly, you'd go and approach things which the mightiest of warrior would be afraid to approach, because then you're not afraid to fail. So what's the silliest thing I can do? I'm not afraid to approach challenges. Biggest peaks to climb are the biggest New Year resolutions to chase, because I'm really silly and I ace at it. Why? The reason is because these silly little mistakes have made me the man I am today. And I continue to be the silliest person that I am. Over to the Table Topics Master. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. It was like an orator who speaks and giving some oration here. And yes, I think you're not having any silliest things in your life. I hope so. Yes, over for the next question. I think this is, my last fifth participant. May I request the participant? Darshini. Yes, there is a question for you. Toastmaster Darshini, what is the weirdest food combination you have made and tried? Weirdest food combination you have made and tried? Toastmaster Dashadi, timer, please note the timing.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for the weirdest question ever. And my question is, what is the food that you've made and tried which is weird? So,
Combination.
Combination of food.
Like,
First of all,
Not say the curd rice and rasam like that.
okay. First of all, I don't make food. So let's just stick to what are the weirdest combination of foods that I've tried. So the weirdest combination of food I have tried is biryani and chocolate milkshake. People hype the combination so much that I was like, why don't I try? So I just went on and I bought biryani and bought a chocolate milkshake and I tried. Seriously, people, why do you mix your main dish and your desserts? That was my only thought. That's like my number one thing. Number two thing, I have a best friend who can try all these weird things and she doesn't stop there. She comes to me and she's like, you have to try all these things. I've tried a millions of things which are weird. You can name all, I can name so many things. She's mixed mayonnaise with ice cream. Okay, it sounds weird, very weird. It tastes very weird. Mayonnaise with ice cream. And the next thing that I would say is a weird combination is to have pizza and milkshake again. I don't know how that goes well as well. So these are some of the weirdest combination of food that I've tried, and I've never made food, so that's how I'm concluding the speech.
Yeah, I know that you never made your food and it will be supplied. Yes, the weirdest combination I ever seen is mixing vanilla ice cream on top of Coca-Cola. I don't know, it just getting splashed. How to eat, how to drink Coke or else how to eat the ice creams. I just add the entire session was having a 2 Demeter's cup of coffee. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So hope you all enjoyed too. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Food combination. I'll tell you one combination which I established during my college days. Fortunate or unfortunate, I was thrown into a hostel because my mom was finding it too hard to manage me. So in my hostel, I invented a combination which is not Pepsi, not Coke, not pizza. These are all something which is very odd for me. Which is I'm used to is curd rice with Horlicks biscuit. The combination became so popular that the canteen started stacking the Horlicks biscuit. So that is the kind of combination I enjoy. And one more point.
Which biscuit
Gulping of
is that?
sambar. Sorry?
Which biscuit is that? Which biscuit?
Horlicks. Horlicks.
Vinod wants to try it.
Because it has got a pinch of sweetness in that biscuit. That is the most peculiar thing about that biscuit. And one more point, North Indians gulping of sambar, and you were so stunned on seeing that. Let me give you one more example on that. I used to drink sambar, then put some rice inside, and the hope that both will get mixed in my stomach. And my mom went ahead and said, don't put cooked rice, put raw rice and sit on the stove. Everything will get cooked up. So that is the kind of combination I used to try. So that was a fantastic table topic session. We all enjoyed it thoroughly. And coming back to this coffee topic, in India, we have 6 types of coffee. I'm not sure whether you knew it or not. This is a very big fact. 6 types of coffee. One, the South Indian filter coffee, which we are all aware. It has got 2 types of instrument. The upper portion will stack all the coffee powder. Then we have to put the hot water, and the decoction will come in the bottom part. Then we have to add milk, sugar, and gulp. That's it. So there is South Indian coffee. The second is Bella coffee, which is a Karnataka dish. What they does is like in a coffee, instead of adding sugar, they added what is called as dark cane sugar. Instead of white sugar, they add dark cane sugar. This is the only change in this Bella coffee. To counter this Bella coffee by Karnataka, like how we counter this Kaveri issue, we Tamil Nadu, we invented another event ahead. What we did, instead of this cane sugar, we added palm jaggery, panakarpati. So that is the type of coffee we Tamil Nadu people started to enjoy. The fourth type is Sukku coffee. I think everyone should be fairly aware of it. Sukku coffee is one thing which is prepared out of dried ginger. In Tamil, we call it as Sukku. which is very healthier. It is good for your cold, coffee, and even in this pandemic time, having a suku coffee try once in every 3 days will help you clearing all your respiratory problems. The fifth type is tandoori coffee. Nothing so big. It will be a small clay kind of pot, which will be heated on a tandoori platter. Once it becomes hot, then the coffee will be poured on it, and that coffee will give you the aroma of a tandoori. That is tandoori coffee. The last one is Dalgona coffee, Indianized version of Dalgona coffee. So these are the 6 types of coffee we Indians have. Now, we all enjoyed a good coffee. We all enjoyed a good table topic session. We had a fantastic prepared speech where both the speakers rocked the session. Now it's time to evaluate. We need to know, we need to have feedbacks. We need to have to evaluate so that we will know where we stand. I invite the general evaluator to present her report along with the tag team as well as the prepared speech evaluators to present their report. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Yeah, we all enjoyed with the coffee and your speech. It's a time to know the rate of filters coffee. Prepared a speech like a filter coffee one. I would like to call our first speaker's evaluator, Toastmaster Darshini.
Thank you, General Evaluator. First off, I would like to begin my evaluation by congratulating Toastmaster Jairaj for successfully completing his icebreaker speech under the pathway team collaboration. Yes. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jairaj.
Thank you, Toastmaster.
Starting off with the evaluations, you started off with a question, which is a very clever way to start a speech because it helps you to connect with the audience. When you give a question to them, the question is not just you speaking to the camera, but it's also a question put to them. So that is a place where you try to connect with the audience. However, you can work on your voice modulation, which will help you share your emotions along with the audience. The same question, who am I? This is how you told, who am I? You could have told, who am I? And then you should have given a pause. The pause voice modulation helps you to connect emotionally with the audience. And the next, you spoke about the 5 fears that you are trying to overcome. That is excellent content if you had communicated it this way. 5 fears. The 5 fears should have gone into everyone's brain. Since you didn't use any gestures, the 5 fears was just another line of your life. But it's a great content, and I think we all should recognize that he has joined Toastmasters to overcome his fear of public speaking. This is a great news, and you should have emphasized it so much that people are so proud of you that you've taken the first step. I am not supposed to comment on the content, but still it was an excellent content. And coming back to your recommendations, you also used the Maslow's theory. Again, the same mistake there. There was no pause, there was no hand gesture, so people didn't realize that you had so many good points. All the points were excellent. Everything is something that we needed to adopt for our day-to-day lives, especially with the pandemic going on. And again, since you started and ended off with the question, you had a proper structure. Again, when it came to the body of your speech, you were going on and off and on and off. Only the introduction and conclusion was in the line. So you can work on your structure of your speech. And apart from that, you had a great you had great confidence in your speech. There were no places where you were stammering or you were thinking for the content or anything. You were very comfortable with the audience, and the content you delivered today was not something that you simply wanted to say out of your life. No, it was something that was very relatable, so you had very good audience awareness. To sum up with all the evaluations, you had great comfort level, clarity, and the speed could have been a little slower. You had great audience awareness. You can work on your structure and meaningful pauses. Thank you. All the best, Toastmaster Jairaj, for your next speech. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, General. Thank you, the evaluator Darshini. And it's a time to have the feedback our evaluation from our filter coffee too. I would like to call the evaluators of speakers Jairaj, our Toastmaster Balaji Srinivasan.
Okay, thank you, General Evaluator. I'm going to present my evaluation on Toastmaster Kriti. It's my honor to be doing that for a young girl presenting a fantastic speech in front of such an audience. First of all, kudos to your courage. I think you had the courage to stand up and deliver a speech. That way, you made your first intent very clear. You're here to learn. Kudos to you. All it came to my mind when you started and set the stage with your introduction was one character in a Tamil movie, Vadivelu, doing nothing, sitting in a bench, and he will ask another person, challenge another person to do nothing. At times, doing nothing will help. If someone had bought a Wipro share in 1980 and done nothing, he would be a billionaire today. So your introduction just set the stage on fire. I think it set the stage exactly to what audience should expect out of your speech. That way, you connected with your audience perfectly and you set the stage perfectly. And then with your various examples, you try to ensure that the audience understand what you're trying to deliver to them. And it had enough information to justify your claim. That way, I think it was good. And I was looking at your feedback on what feedback you had received on your first speech. Excessive mono acting, I couldn't see that. That way, you've taken the feedback and improved upon it. Your speech was very natural. A second feedback was pitch variation. I could see a bit of pitch variation that you tried on your second speech. I'm mindful that you're only doing your level 1 second speech. This level of change is already working. And I would encourage you to keep working on your voice modulation, but I think you're going in the right direction. And on your points to improve that I've noted, the first thing is placement of camera. Probably you could place it straight in front of you rather than keeping it down. That's something that because of the Zoom version that we're trying to do. The second one is pick one example and elaborate it perfectly rather than picking multiple examples. At the end of the speech, audience might not have what you wanted to deliver. So pick one example and elaborate it perfectly. The last thing that I want to tell is give real life examples so the audience can connect and easily understand from your own life. That will make them feel and go around along with you on the full speech, and try to add a sense of humor. Always a pinch of salt and a demetis of coffee is good to have that finesse of finish. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Balaji Srinivasan. It was a very good and informative thing. And it's a time to call our tag team to find out the concentration of our filter coffee. Okay, first I would like to call our timer Toastmaster Tarun to know who are all qualified. Toastmaster Tarun.
Yeah. It was a wonderful session, and to go over the evaluation. So first, speaker one, Toastmaster Jairaj, his first and icebreaker speech, 6 minutes 10 seconds, so he's qualified. Second, his evaluator, Toastmaster Darshini, she was 2 minutes 50 seconds, so she's also qualified. And then second, speaker two, Toastmaster Kriti, 6 minutes 30 seconds, so she is qualified. And her evaluator, Toastmaster Balaji, he is 3 minutes 5 seconds, so he's also qualified. And coming to table topics. So first table topic, Toastmaster Nag Vinod, 2 minutes 28 seconds, so he's qualified. Second Toastmaster is Toastmaster Bharath, he is 1 minute 17 seconds, so he's also qualified. And third third table topic is Toastmaster Shivani, 1 minute 15 seconds, so she is also qualified. And fourth is Toastmaster Vijay Shurana, 1 minute 27 seconds, he's also qualified. And fifth is Toastmaster Darshini, 1 minute 30 seconds. So she's also qualified. So every speaker is qualified. Over to general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun. And this is a time to get our counter report. So I would like to call our counter Toastmaster Nana Manola.
Okay, so this is the counter report of today. Starting with the prepared speeches, Toastmaster Jairaj said 25 plus hours and 8 times you know. And the second speaker, Toastmaster Kriti, said 8 times. And coming to table topics, Toastmaster Nagavinod said 3 times and 5 times. And Toastmaster Shivani used 3 times. Yeah, that's it. And others did not repeat anything. They were very good with their usage of language. Over to you, Toastmaster, or general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, our counter. And it's a time to get the feedback from our grammarian. I would like to call our grammarian Toastmaster Sadhana. Sadhana, you are muted.
You're on
Please
mute.
check it. Sadhana, sorry, we couldn't hear you. Yes, you can.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here is my report. Before giving my report, let's give a big kudos to those who used a word of the day. Toastmaster Balaji used a word of the day. If I couldn't find more people that who used toast word of the day, I'm extremely sorry for that. At last, you can tell me and I can report you. So thank you for Toastmaster Balaji to use the word of the day. And now let's come to the evaluation. Oh, can you see my cup is filled? Yes, my cup is filled with full of new words. In today's session, I got many keywords and many new words to carry away. Okay, let me tell you that. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Jairaj used a word embracing, self-conscious, which means and emphasize, give special importance. And next to that, coming to evaluator 2, Toastmaster Balaji sir used a word called accomplish, which means achieving or complete successfully, and mono acting used by himself. Single individual performing more than one character is nothing but a mono acting. And coming to speaker 2, Kriti Surana, Toastmaster Kriti Surana used regret, which means feel sad, and used tolerate, accept, or allow the existence. And she also used a word called enormous, which means a very great. And now coming to Toastmaster Bharat, used a word called roller coaster ride. It means a small rail which we used to play in a ride with fast and slow, right? So mostly we are, if you are going to use this word with a particular person or in particular situation, which means a thrill seeking extroverts can use this, always used to use this words to express that. And also it means go through many sudden. So this is the meaning of that roller coaster ride when we are using to someone to express something. And next, coming to St. Toastmaster Bharat used a word called unique ambience, which means an atmosphere, a unique atmosphere. And coming to next word is gulping, which was also used by Toastmaster Bharat. It means swallowing fastly or a mouthful, a large of mouth. We will have something, right? So that's called as an gulping, the meaning of that word. And coming to table topic speakers, a table topic speaker one, Naga Govind sir used peculiar. So a peculiar in the sense it's a strange, a different from all, like that. So a special thing apart from all we are using, right? So that's called as a peculiar. So he used that word. And coming to next, that's it. This was my this is what I found, new keywords and new words from this session, entire session, and it was really appreciable thing because many new words we are going to use in our day-to-day life, which we can get it and we can use it in our next session or in our futures.
And coming to a grammarian, so grammar, I'm not find any much grammatical mistake in our session. It was a great thing, and thanks to all. Over to the general evaluator of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, the grammarian Toastmaster Sadhana. And it's time to give my report. I'm really happy to join this session with the Vellore Toastmaster and the Hosur Toastmaster Club. I start my report with our Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day, Bharath, you did a great job. I really like your modulations and your voice and your gestures. A great applause with the story you started with your filter coffee. The story, it was so interesting and excited to hear the name of filter coffee. And you could we all could felt that how you're emotionally connected, and the script was so informative with a filter coffee. Everybody sees just like a filter coffee, but you made the name with very emotionally and informative session knowledgeable. And it was so hilarious. A great applause to you, Toastmaster Bharat. And next, I would like to I would like to tell our timer Toastmaster Tarun. I really appreciate you for your great effort, and I congratulate for your carried out a smile throughout the session. And your performance shows how much you are dedicated to your role you taken up. I never have seen that you shown the timer card with a name appropriate headings, like when the prepared speaker speech, you showed the timer card with the prepared speaker speech, and the timing it's automatically shown green to yellow to red. So innovative and so exciting. Thank you, Toastmaster Tarun. And it's a big applause to you. The small step you did, it is very exciting, and it's a big thing to learn myself to learn this. You made me this information to us. Next, a counter, you did your job very professionally. A great applause to you. And come to my point, up to grammarian Sadhana. I really love your introductions. The way you showed up your background with the filter coffee beans, it was so exciting. And and the coffee cup, the with the coffee cup, how you connected with your introduction story was good with the English words, and your word of the day was so easy to speak all of us. And the property, I'd like to appreciate the way you use the property of coffee mugs, coffee cups. You're engaging the audience with this, and you are carried out that smile into giving your feedback. That was a great thing, grammarian Toastmaster Sadhana. And next, I would like to congratulate our table topic master Vinita. Wow, I'm really jealous. Really, I'm jealous. You are carried your smile throughout your journey, and the topic. I really, I don't know what to say. The topic was very funny, and everyone those topics makes to every participant to come forward and to talk. So funny and weird and embarrassment. The topic was so nice to hear, and make everyone to speak. That was a great effort, Toastmaster Vinita. And next, I come to talk about our uh, our evaluators, Toastmaster Darshini. Darshini, wow, really, you are commanding. You are what I say. You are the word. You give the recommendations to the speaker. It was adorable. The shows, your gestures, you showed with the evaluation session how you're oh sorry the way how to use the gestures by giving your evaluation session. Like you stressed the 5 years, you explained the speakers how to use your gestures, the modulations. That was amazing and very appreciable. And next come to the evaluator to Balaji Srinivasan sir. I really your evaluation process was very good, and your recommendations will help all the speakers to include in this sessions. It will help all the speakers. And my recommendation is this yes, Balaji sir, my another recommendation to you is like Toastmaster Darshini used to sum up all the points, recommendations, and sorry, the point to improve and the point to congratulate. Like this, you can end up your evaluation process like that. You can sum up. It will be very effective. Those who are not, those who get the point clearly. And my recommendations to our accountant, please add you only give the report of our speakers only. You can give the report of a table topic speaker also. It will be very effective for impromptu speakers. My recommendations throughout the session is we usually start our Toastmaster meeting by 4:30. But today we start our meeting by 4:35. We know it is a joint session, so we have to arrange all those things. We have to check all the things. We understood so that we can have we already have a dry. Usually we have a dry round for these things to set up in a on time. Uh, Next time we must careful on the time meeting to start in a timings. Thank you. Over to the table topic. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator. The General Evaluator's report, tag team report, and the individual evaluator's report. Chumma Kiri. Toastmaster Shibani, I just missed to mention one point. You were talking about in the table topic session regarding the haircut. I'll tell you one point. Once my dad surprised me to the salon shop and he insisted the barber to cut the entire head short. On seeing that, my friend, he was the first to comment on that. You know what is the comment? என்னடா மாடு புல்ல கருக்கு கருக்குன்னு கடிச்ச மாதிரி இருக்கு. So you're not alone in this entire gimmicks. I'm here for you to give you a backup. Now, let's quickly go through some short history about coffee in India. You know what is which place is the source or the first city or the first state to produce coffee? It is Karnataka, and the place name is called Chikmagalur. In that particular place, there is a mountain called Mullayangiri. That is the highest peak in this entire Chikmagalur, and there was the first coffee production. And this coffee was, in fact, the coffee berries were hijacked from Yemen by a person. He's a hermit named Baba Budan. He was a person who hijacked this 6 coffee seeds from Yemen and harvested in Chikmagalur. So that is how coffee came into India. Coffee cultivation was seriously undertaken in the 18th century by British entrepreneurs who turned forest in southern India into commercial coffee plantation. See, these British people, they looted, and same way they also did something good. I was like, Nika Nallavara, Kettavara. Next, nearly 65% of total production in India comes from Karnataka, 20% from Kerala, and 15% from Tamil Nadu. Most of India's coffee exports go to Europe, Japan, and the Middle East. The reason why we export coffee is that we are the sole producers of Robusta version of coffee beans. So that is why we are exporting. Otherwise, I don't see any reason why we should export, because we have a huge consumers in our own country. What a historic person this coffee is. But one important factor is missing here. Where are the coffee addicts? Where are their atrocities? Well, for that you have to stay tuned for Filter Coffee 3.0 ahead of Indiran 3.0 coming very soon. Back to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Vinita.
Bharath, again, one more coffee shots. Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Bharath. Sometimes intoxication is needed, and this session is completely intoxicated with your speech, and as well as the coffee content was excellent. And I totally appreciate Toastmaster Bharat and every fellow Toastmasters over here. And this joint session is really interesting and inspiring for us to learn more and climb ladder. As a young club, we need to mingle often, and we need to also learn from peer group people like you people, especially the way the grammarian introduced the background and the small gist of the introduction was amazing. And there are a lot more learn from the peer group of clubs, and this session is really wonderful, and we are on time. The train is on time moving. And one request, Bharat, I've shared a link in WhatsApp. Could you please share it for voting so that you
I
can
think
post it?
voting is already on
Already,
chat
yes.
list.
Is it in the chat?
Yes, it is in the
Yes.
chat list.
I've posted and I got the votes.
All
Okay,
right, all right.
one person didn't vote, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
It should be us.
I,
That's why I
I
just
sent
mentioned
you
that.
the
I
results.
was about to
Yeah.
open my mouth.
No problem.
That black
Go ahead.
sheep is the one who
It
is
was
giving the speech now.
vada with coffee just now. Okay, all right.
No, Vada, it should be Good Day Biscuit.
Hey, that was really an interesting session with all of you, and we just love to have even one more session. When I met Darshini for the first time when she is into our club, and we were just talking about how to do the joint session. We even she only started up with a joint session. Why don't we try it out? Yes, we just love to talk with your president, and we'll just move it forward. And this happened today. With that, I just want to hand it over to the presiding officer of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijay Sarara.
Thank you, presiding officer. Friends, welcome back in the aromatic world of coffee. It was indeed a flavorsome journey throughout, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank one and all members of the Speakease Toastmasters Club for this experience and the guests present here. May I please call upon any guests who are there with their feedbacks, please? Do we have any guests on the floor?
Hi, sir. This
Please,
is
can we have your
Senthil.
feedback? Yeah, hello, welcome, Sandil.
Hi, this is Senthil here. So this is the first time I am witnessing this Toastmaster session. So this was really excellent session. I really enjoyed each and every activity. Let it be a prepared speech or this table topics was really exciting actually. Even I thought to lift my hand, but still I have that fear actually. So I thought maybe next time I will give a try. And the best part, what I feel is the evaluation session where the speakers are given very constructive feedback. So that will really help them to improve their speech next time. So this is something very good about the Toastmasters, and also they get an opportunity to speak in front of audience, very knowledge crowd. So this is also a very good experience. I really enjoyed this session, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Let me tell you something that we all have something common in here. Each member present here was once afraid of raising their hands to a table topic session or anywhere on the stage. I was myself a victim of that fear, but we've come over it and now enjoying it. Thank you for
Thank you.
being with us. Hope you be with us more often. Do we have
Thank you, sir.
any other guests on the floor today? I don't think so. Thank you. Back to the presiding officer of Speakease Toastmasters Club to announce the winners for today.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. And Bharath, could you please help me out with that? Have you posted any?
I think the link is not with me.
Toastmaster Vinita, can you please check your WhatsApp messages? I've sent you the results.
All right, all right. Thank you, Darshini. Thank you, Darshini. All right, we have the results now, and the results. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Kriti. And the best, sorry, and the best TT speaker goes to, I think it's shared by two people. One is Toastmaster Shibani, another one is Toastmaster Vijay Surana. Thank you so much and congratulations. And the best role player goes to Toastmaster of the day. Very obvious, Toastmaster Bharath. Congratulations, Bharath. And the best tag role player is Grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sadhana. Congratulations, Sadhana. Once again. And the best evaluator is Toastmaster Darshini. Thank you so much and congratulations, Toastmaster Darshini. Yes, that was really a wonderful session, and we have just got a lot of inputs out of it, and we keep doing this very often. We are also inviting you to be the part of Speakease Toastmasters Club, and we can have a cross-cultural learning, and we can go move forward. Thank you, everyone, and I adjourn this 40th meeting of Speakease and 87th meeting of Vellore Toastmasters Club. Adjourn the meeting, and meeting is closed, and thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a very nice evening.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm stopping
Thank
the
you,
recording.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can stop recording so that we can